Hi everyone, this is the USS Enterprise Owner's Workshop Manual Review by Haynes, the awesome workshop manuals. This one's by Ben Robinson, Marcus Riley, with Technical Consultant Michael Okuda, who we all know from Star Trek The Next Generation. So let's just take a look. None of you had said you wanted to take a flip through this, so we are going to look through the so there's the appendix. It covers the NX-01, the NCC-1701, the A refit, the B, which is the Excelsior variant, this Ambassador Class C, the D, and of course the E. So they've got a nice foreword. That was really nice. This kind of takes you through all the different ones, the Enterprise, from the NX-01 through the E. Kind of gives you the star dates that they were put into commission, and then it takes them one by one. It goes through the name of the class, when the launch date was, 2151, when it was retired, it became a museum 10 years later, the length, the number of decks, the crew components, the weaponry, and who the commanding officer was, in this case, Jonathan Archer, which I'm sure you've all watched Enterprise and you know it. So they give you beautiful colorations, full color pictures of the port, the bow, the stern. They go through the different systems. They'll go through the bridge layout. They give you some screenshots and then what some of the crew facilities, look like. This was the sick bay. Yeah, that looks really, this is solid. I'm liking this. It even digs into the shuttle pods, the type that they were. Now they even get into, instead of just the ship, it also gets in a little bit about the warp theory, faster than light. How does warp actually work? It shows, some of the Phoenix, some of the information on the Phoenix. Talks about alternative technologies that travel through warp. Then it takes us into the next starship, the original Enterprise. Again, some beautiful screenshots from the original series. There's the Klingon D7. Again, same view, port, bow, stern. Really beautiful illustrations. There's your ventral and dorsal. Lots of good information on it. There's the main bridge of the original beautiful Enterprise. The captain's chair and how it works, which is great. They actually look like you can see the old tubes, so you can see we're dealing with technologies for sci-fi from the 60s. Science station, communication station. It goes through all of them. There's your helmet navigation. And then how it changed over time. So these are all different panels. Remember when Sulu used to have the viewer that used to come up, the targeting scanner, and then they removed it, then they replaced it. So, over time it changed throughout the seasons of the episode. How phasers, how the photon torpedoes work. You can actually see, phasers in action. The engineering system, because this is when they were horizontal warp engines. It digs into the transporter technology of the time. And there's the Class F shuttle, like the Galileo. Medical facilities. There was the sick bay, the crew facilities. They've got fantastic illustrations. This talks about the refit from 2270 to 2271. This is my personal favorite of all time. There you can see it going through the refit from the motion picture. There's the Excelsior, the Katinga class, which is the variant. Just absolutely love these screenshots. Check that out. Port, bow, stern elevations. There's your ventral and dorsal. The coloring is great. The paper that they use in here is fantastic. Again, there's your bridge layout. Yeah, and that, they use that for a number of movies through Star Trek 6. How the transporters work. So once again, in between them, it goes through how the technology changes, how the pattern buffers changed over time. Then we get into the Enterprise B. So there's the variant Excelsior class. which was great. Captain John Harriman, he commanded that out of space dock, and of course we all know that's when Kirk got killed. Port, bow, and stern elevations. There's your dorsal and ventral. That is a beautiful looking ship. Always have liked it. Now, in between, they start dealing with time travel. It has great information because, you know, I hate to say it, but they did enough time traveling through Star Trek. And then we get to the Ambassador class. Rachel Garrett was the commander. Again, there's your specs. There's some actual pictures from the TV show. There's your port, bow, and stern elevations. Interesting looking ship. It's not my favorite, but it definitely fits within the scope of it. There's your dorsal and ventral again. And now we're talking about deflector shields and how do those work. Then we get into the D, the next generation run. So again, Jean-Luc Picard. You know, we deal with the Borg, the Duras sisters. Again, they've got great illustrations, great movie and TV show clips from it on each of the vessels. This is wonderful. Here's the saucer separation, how the latches go, how the latches retract, how the saucers actually separate. Again, this is just great information. I do have some of the old technical manuals and stuff, and those are wonderful. There's the new bridge consoles with the LCAR system. And we get to see different pictures. The engineering systems, how they've gone vertical now. How the warp core and everything. And it goes into detail on the engineering. How the transporters have improved. The holodecks, which became very integral into the Star Trek canon. The new computer systems, why they were faster. The new medical facilities. Weapons and defensive systems, the new shuttle bays, the Type 15 shuttle pods. These were, again, a couple of different ones. It goes into some information on it. And then it talks about their version of the multiverse. You know, mirror universe. Then we start dealing with the JJ verse, which I'm less fond of. The Enterprise E, which again, I wound up not overly fond of it when it started, but it grew on me. I did really wind up liking this. It's a big warship, you know, built because of the Borg, the dorsals, the elevation, the ventral elevations. Main bridge, again, goes through all the subsystems that we really want to know. The quantum torpedoes, because this was an advance in technology, which they explain just slightly in the movies, but they go into more detail. This is the captain's vessel, which you get to learn about. And then you get to see the size comparison chart. So all in all, this is an absolutely wonderful book. If you're a fan of Star Trek, it goes through a lot of information. I would recommend this book because it deals with all the different versions of the starships and the history of it. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this and look forward to the next one. Leave any comments or future want list below. Talk to you soon. Thanks.